Page 4, Lyrical Piece, Opus 101, number 39, by this composer. 4/4 time with 1 sharp in the key signature. So in G major, it means that all the F's in the piece are going to be sharped. However, there are no F's in the piece, so we don't have to worry about it. We're just using white keys. But if there were any F's, they'd be sharped. I will start with the right hand here. And then I like to do the hands separately, and then I'll put the hands together, and then we, just one thing at a time, and we build it up. You're starting here, third finger, that puts you in this position, you're in G position. They're just half notes. Remember, a half note gets 2 counts? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't this fun? Oh boy. You got some quarter notes there on the second line. Let's go down to the last line. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a little bit going on there. Left hand, that gets the quarter notes, and you're starting little finger on G here. Put you in this position. Now that is a D, that second note. You need to know the names of these notes. I assume you do. I don't teach reading music in these books. These are repertoire books. You go to the method book or to learn how to read the music and so forth. Or you watch a different video, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now, a little bit about technique is I'm not holding my hand still and try and use the fingers. That was a technique used a long time ago on other instruments. It doesn't work very well on piano. I'm using the weight of the hand and the arm to help push the note down. Because it does it. I'm almost pulling the note down. I'm not. I'm pushing it down. But when it's down, it's like I'm holding my arm and hand up with the finger, almost. I'm not dropping all the weight down. I'm controlling how much weight I'm dropping down. The point is, I'm using the weight to push these notes down. I'm just transferring weight from finger to finger. Kind of like walking, where you transfer your weight from foot to foot, leg to leg, something. Same thing here. I'm just kind of to here and then transfer it to the thumb, and then to the fourth finger. And the motion is actually a very little motion. But for the camera, I tend to exaggerate so you can see it better. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just rotating the hand and playing quarter notes. Having a fun time. This is wonderful. Yay, team. You get occasionally a whole note or half note. When you can do that, try putting the hands together. You're in G position, and you're here. At least your left hand can keep you entertained because your right hand's not doing a lot. It's just kind of sitting there. Good grief. Till we get down to the last line. This gets a little tricky. Watch this. Careful, it's here. Now, watch out. You're using different fingers on each hand. And that gets a little tricky. You may have to work on those last couple of measures because when you first start, you might hesitate. You're here and then you think, okay, I got to go to here and then here. So you're hesitating here and there. That's okay when you're starting, but you need to work that out so eventually the beat goes on. Once that beat starts at the beginning, it's got to be solid. So those last 2 measures, those have to be there. So practice those. Just go over them a few times. Or a lot of times, whatever, and work on it. Now that last measure here, and you got 2 notes here. Again, I'm transferring weight, except now I got 2 fingers down instead of 1. That's all. Now you may have noticed that I played everything connected. When I first learned a piece of music, I play everything connected. There's reasons when you get into more advanced music, there's good reasons to do that. So you just won't get in the habit of it now. Not everybody does that, but I do it, and that's how I teach. But once I get the fingering and the notes and the rhythms and all that down, now I can go back and put in the slurs. Well, the left hand doesn't really have any slurs, so I'm going to connect the left hand all the way through. There's always going to be sound. I'm not going to lift up or nothing. There's always sound. But the right hand has slurs. So at the end of the first line, when you play that, before I go to the next line, which is an A, I'm going to lift up just a little bit, just a little bit. It's like taking a breath. So I'm cutting the G, the last note in the first line, a little bit short, so I can lift up, so there's silence before I do that. The left hand stays down. Can you do that? So in the last measure, the first line, you're here. Now lift up in the right hand, not the left. Again. And again. You see that? I lifted up between the last measure of the second line, between the A and the D. Whatever notes are, I don't know. But the left hand, it's all connected. So lift up on these slurs in the right hand. If you have to, play it with the right hand by itself. But work on, just because you lift up in one hand, don't lift up in the other. Sometimes you will lift up both hands, but not unless the music indicates that. And here, no, the left hand stays down. Now the last measure of the second line, now watch out, because that slur over those 3/4 notes, that goes off into nothing. It just continues on past the measure. Well, if you look at the next line, that slur comes from nothing. So that's actually the same slur. It's like one big long slur. And this is how they do it when they have to break a slur between lines. Is they'll just take one and take it off past the line, and then the next one they'll bring it on before the line. So all of that is one slur. You connect all that together. So once you have that, we can go back and maybe think about the dynamics. That's the louds and softs. It's an MP at the beginning. The mezzo piano, moderately soft, sort of soft. Yeah. The dynamics apply to the melody. So you have to figure out where the melody. Well, in this case, it's in the right hand. This is the melody. So that moderately soft applies to that. You have to decide what this is. It's not soft, it's just sort of soft. It's on the soft side, but not totally soft. It's a range. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is. Depends on the situation and the piano and where you are and blah. How do you feel this moderately soft is? And it's up to you then to learn to play the other hand softer than that. Can you play one hand louder than the other? That takes control, and that takes time to get. So don't be too discouraged if you can't play one hand louder than the other right now. It's okay. Do the best you can. I'm asking you to keep working at it, though, because in time it will come, but you got to keep working at it for it to come. Well, does it make? So keep this really soft, and this is moderately soft. That's the only dynamic they give. Well, I wouldn't play the whole thing at one dynamic. You have to get to know the music, and you can get a little louder and softer. If you have a teacher, they may suggest some things in there, but just feel it. Louder and softer in places. I'll leave that up to you and your imagination. Now, speed-wise, Moderato's, again, somewhere in the middle. It's not a set speed, it's just somewhere in the middle. It's not fast, it's not slow, it's just in the middle. What do you feel this is? My impression of it. Don't copy me, please. You decide what you want it to be, and that's what you make it yours. I don't like playing these things because people will just go and listen to me play it and oh, I got it, okay. Please don't. Try and do it yourself first, and then if you want to compare what you've done to me, that's fine, but don't just listen to me and then copy me. Speaking of that, I would like to play it really, really super slow and have you play it with me to make sure you got the right notes and the right rhythms, not doing any dynamics or anything. Just the right notes and the right rhythms, and I will do the slurs now So we can do that too. So I'm going to give us 4 counts, and let's play this together slowly. 1, 2, ready, go.